present. I want you to meet Scott Freed. Scott is a gay man who contracted the AIDS virus from his first sexual encounter. 1-1, like Allison, 1-1-1. Scott is also an actor. The good people at The Guiding Light, which is a soap opera, have cast Scott because he was HIV positive. Take a look at Scott in action.
It's really added meaning to my life. I still get scared and feel alone, but at least I know there are people that understand what I'm feeling.
Mainly, this is a group of people who are all facing the same challenges, all HIV positive, all trying to live their lives to the fullest, one day at a time. And we'd love for you to join us, but, you know, there's no pressure. I mean, we'll go away if you want us to.
But it sure would be nice to have another sister in the group.
That was an interesting thing for them to do,
It was
right?
a lot of fun, actually. Actually, what you saw is a little different than what they gave us in the script. They hired me to be an HIV-positive character, and they wanted the real thing. But when I got to the set, they hadn't told any of the other actors that I'm HIV-positive, and I didn't want to say some of the things that they had me say. It just wasn't authentic. It wasn't the real thing. So I asked the director, because I have a big mouth, I asked the director if I can change some of the lines. And before I knew it, we were rewriting the whole scene, so it was a lot of fun. I think that AIDS needs to be presented authentically as it really is on television, and that was my part. It was a lot of fun.
After you found out you were HIV positive, how long did it take you to tell your family?
My family, that's where you want to go. Okay, it took a long time. I have a big family, so I told each of them individually over a period of 7 years. I've been HIV positive for 10 years, but I want to make one correction. It wasn't my first time having sex. It was my first time having unsafe sex, which makes a really big, important distinction. My first time thinking it couldn't happen to me, nothing could happen to me, so why bother having safer sex?
Or I sit corrected.
Okay.
Now, you were engaged to a woman at this time, right?
I was about to be engaged to a woman. I was very happy, dating a beautiful woman, but it wasn't enough. I needed more. I needed to find out about my sexuality. I needed to find out about being with other people. I wasn't ready to settle down. So I found somebody within 6 weeks after we broke up. I found somebody that was dangerous, somebody that I'd never see at a party or on the street, or somebody that never was a part of my life. And I had unsafe sex 4 or 5 times in the month of December of 1987, 10.5 years ago. And sometime in that month, I got infected with HIV.
Now, you have put acting aside. What do? You
I put acting aside for a short amount of time because I want to teach teenagers how to not get infected and not to learn about life the way that I've learned about life.
What do you tell them?
I teach teenagers that safer sex is more than wearing a condom and knowing the 4 fluids and what a mucous membrane is. Safer sex is feeling safe with the person you're having sex with, so that you feel safe enough to leave or stay or say anything you need to say, and ask that person their last name, and ask them if they've been tested or if they're infected, and ask them what exactly they intend to do with you right there in that room. And if you're not ready to do that, you're not ready to have sex. But most of all, I teach teenagers the value of life, that there's a blessing in every single day. I learned that the hard way after 10.5 years of HIV. I want them to get that quickly so that they don't put themselves at risk, because I really think, Sally, the reason teenagers put themselves at risk for HIV infection, outside of just being horny and thinking it can't happen to them, is simply because they don't understand the value of these days, so why not just throw them all away? I want to get them to realize the goodness of their lives.
Are you... Did anybody reject you when they found out?
I never got rejected.
Never got rejected?
I never got rejected. I've been very lucky. I think partly because I have a really good attitude about myself, and I dare anybody to give me a hard time. I love myself. I learned the hard way how to love myself. People want to love me, and I've got a lot of love in my life because of the way I live it.
Now, as I understand it, Scott is helped with the talking to the teenagers, put it all down in a book.
I wrote a book.
Even about being gay?
Yeah, I wrote it all.
Everything?
Yeah.
Very straight out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back.